Welcome to this historical explainer. Today, we're tracing the incredibly bloody 5,000-year journey of a gemstone that literally built and broke empires. We're going to dive right into the fascinating and honestly often brutal timeline of the legendary Kohinoor diamond, piecing together its story directly from the historical records.
So let's just dive right in. We're exploring how a single stone, born right from the womb of India, kicked off this relentless relay race of assassinations, wars, and intense royal intrigue before finally landing securely in the British crown. You really have to ask yourself, is this the ultimate symbol of wealth, or is it actually the world's most dangerous curse?
That quote right there, it perfectly captures just how incredibly coveted this gem was. The very first Mughal emperor, Babur, actually documented this unimaginable worth in his autobiography after seizing the diamond from Ibrahim Lodi. This was right after the Battle of Panipat back in 1526. I mean, feeding the entire world for a day? The sheer scale of that valuation tells you absolutely everything you need to know about the aura surrounding this stone.
Act 1. The Indian Origins. Let's head back to the diamond's mysterious early days.
Now, what we know for a historical fact is that this massive gem was mined in the Kohinoor mines of Golconda, which is in modern-day Andhra Pradesh. And when it was first discovered, get this, it boasted an unfathomable original weight of 793 carats. At the time, it was quite literally the largest diamond in the entire world.
It's wild to trace how quickly this gem changed hands. It was initially placed in the eye of goddess Bhadrakali by a Kakadiya king, but it was pretty quickly and violently looted by Malik Kafur under Alauddin Khilji's command. From there, it just bounced rapidly through the hands of the Delhi Sultanate, the rulers of Malwa, and the royals of Gwalior. Basically, whenever a king was defeated, the victor claimed the diamond. It created this relentless cycle of bloodshed long before it ever even reached the Mughals.
Act 2. The Mughal Peak and the Persian Fall. Here, the diamond's journey takes a brief detour outside of India.
So, after a brief stint over in Persia, as a gift to Iran's Shah, the diamond eventually found its way right back to the Mughals. In 1656, Emperor Shah Jahan embedded this dazzling gem at the very pinnacle of his famous peacock throne. And we're talking about an era of just unimaginable extravagance here. To put it in perspective, the peacock throne itself cost twice as much to build as the Taj Mahal. And there the diamond sat, right at the top, the ultimate crown jewel of the Mughal Empire.
But here is where the physical stone takes a really massive hit. See, when Aurangzeb imprisoned his own father Shah Jahan, he took the gem and hired a renowned jeweler to make it, well, even more attractive. But tragically, the jeweler completely botched the recutting process. He actually shattered pieces of it, shrinking this mighty stone all the way down from 793 carats to a mere 186 carats. And yeah, as you can probably guess, he earned himself a massive fine from a very furious Aurangzeb.
Act 3. Nadir Shah and the New Name. And this brings us to what has to be one of history's most cinematic heists.
As the Mughal Empire severely weakened over the decades, the Iranian ruler Nadir Shah invaded Delhi, bringing a whole lot of death and destruction. But how he actually got his hands on the diamond is fascinating, because it wasn't just through battle. The defeated Mughal ruler, Bahadur Shah Rangila, had cleverly hidden the gem inside his turban. While Nadir Shah found out about this little secret. So, to quote-unquote celebrate his victory, he proposed a traditional friendship turban swap. Cornered, Bahadur Shah really had no choice. He swapped the turbans, and sure enough, the hidden gem dropped straight onto the floor in a shower of blinding light.
Struck by its absolute brilliance right as it hit the ground, Nadir Shah immediately exclaimed, "Kohinoor." This translates to the Mountain of Light, and that permanently gave the diamond its famous name. In fact, this new name was first officially documented by his financial officer, Muhammad Qazi Marvi, right in his historical texts.
It's crucial to understand just how people valued this stone once they saw its mesmerizing light. This particular, mind-boggling valuation came from Wafa Begum. She was the wife of the Afghan ruler Shah Shuja Durrani. He had actually inherited the diamond after Nadir Shah went completely mad and was brutally assassinated by his very own guards.
Act 4. Pride of the Sikh Empire. Here, the diamond's bloody journey shifts yet again.
After Shah Shuja was overthrown by his own family and jailed in Srinagar, the powerful Sikh ruler Maharaja Ranjit Singh sent his commander on this daring mission to rescue him.
And out of immense gratitude for saving her husband's life, Wafa Begum gifted the Kohinoor to Maharaja Ranjit Singh. This finally brought the diamond back to India. The Lion of Punjab was fiercely proud of it too. He'd regularly tie the sparkling gem right to his arm to show it off to visiting British officials and to the public during massive festivals like Diwali and Dussehra.
However, that era of immense pride, it quickly devolved into total chaos. As he was nearing death in 1839, Maharaja Ranjit Singh actually wanted to donate the gem to a temple, kinda to rid himself of its heavy legacy, but his ministers fiercely refused. And following his death, the empire rapidly fell into a sheer bloodbath. His successor was poisoned within months, and a string of brutal assassinations left only a 5-year-old boy, Dalip Singh, and his mother, Jind Kaur, in charge of a deeply fractured kingdom.
Act 5. British Annexation. Now, the British had definitely been keeping a very close eye on this stone.
Sensing the extreme vulnerability of an inexperienced 5-year-old king in a divided army, the British ruthlessly attacked Punjab in 1845, and then again in 1849. Thoroughly defeated, young Dalip Singh was essentially forced to sign the Treaty of Lahore. And under this treaty, he had to give up his entire kingdom, accept an annual pension of £50,000, and formally hand the Kohinoor over to the British Empire.
The journey to England was honestly nothing short of a thriller. Governor-General Lord Dalhousie secretly shipped the diamond on April 6, 1850, and it was such a heavily guarded secret that literally no one on the ship even knew it was on board. It then barely survived a massive, devastating ocean storm before finally reaching Queen Victoria on June 29th.
But when this legendary diamond was finally displayed to the London public at the Crystal Palace, the reaction was, well, it was sheer disappointment. Believe it or not, they just didn't think it was shiny enough. Hearing this, Queen Victoria ordered it to be recut in a faceted European style. This process shrank the diamond even further, down to 105.6 carats, shaping it perfectly to fit into her royal crown. Act 6. The Curse and the Controversy. At this point, a chilling historical pattern was about to become impossible to ignore.
The British recognized a very clear and honestly eerie coincidence. It seemed like only male owners, like Nader Shah or the Mughal and Sikh kings, suffered total ruin, madness, or violent death. Female monarchs, on the other hand, seemed entirely immune to this so-called curse. And because of this pattern, the British instituted a strict tradition where only queens would ever wear the Kohinoor moving forward.
And that brings us right to the modern geopolitical tug-of-war. Today, multiple nations claim it. India requests its return, citing cultural origin. Meanwhile, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran all point to their own periods of historical ownership. Now, despite impassioned arguments, like Shashi Tharoor's viral 2015 Oxford speech criticizing British looting, the UK staunchly refuses repatriation. And interestingly, their stance was actually bolstered during a 2016 Indian Supreme Court hearing. There, the Indian Solicitor General himself admitted the diamond was acquired legally via the Treaty of Lahore rather than being outright stolen.
So as the Kohinoor sits securely locked away in the Tower of London today, wrapped up in myths of curses and draped in the blood of fallen empires, it leaves us with a pretty profound question. Is this priceless gem a testament to human triumph and endurance, or is it just a permanent, glittering monument to our most destructive greed? Well, thank you for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this journey has illuminated the dark, absolutely fascinating history of the Mountain of Light for you.